Hey everyone, thanks so much for joining me for Chronicles in Collecting, where I'm going to open the Soul of Chogokin GX75 Mazinkaiser from the anime of the same name. This anime was a 7-episode OVA that ran from September 2001 to September 2002. This figure came out in August 2017 and retailed for 22,000 yen, or about $165 US at the time. So the special version of GX75 just came out like a week or two ago, and I've sort of been having the regular version sort of sitting in my closet unopened for a while, which I sort of regret buying now, but who would have known they made a better one. So I thought it'd be fun to kind of open up the original, open up the new one. I think they're pretty much supposed to be the same minus colors and a few accessories, but we can kind of see if they are and kind of determine if it's worth buying one or the other depending on which one you have or which one you want. So I'm not super familiar with Mazinkaiser itself. I've been trying to watch more and more Mazinger, but not watch this spinoff yet. But I mean, it's kind of the same. It's like kind of a more like 90s stylish take. 100% sure why it is that they decided to do the reprint of this figure. I'm assuming probably because they just announced GX102, which is the Mazinkaiser SKL, which I'm sure is probably built on the same model. So they figured, well, if we're going to print more anyway, we might as well make both versions and probably make some extra money here. So take a quick look. This is a very, very heavy figure. There's a lot of metal in it, a lot of really nice detailing, not a ton of different colors, but I think that's probably just original to it. Take a look at that. The head is like super detailed. The kind of joints are in gold. This is a really nice figure. It's really hefty, very, very premium feel. Kind of especially so in contrast to some of the newer Chogokins that I've been looking at over the last few weeks, like some of the Getter D2 that I wasn't, I thought it was a nice figure, but just didn't have that kind of premium feel that this one has and that I expect from the Soul of Chogokin. There's a number of accessories that come with this one, so we can kind of go through them. So this is the Jet Scrander that this one obviously can't dock into his head. I'm not 100% sure how that works, but I'm sure I will figure it out at some point. You got these like really cool wings, and there's actually 2 sets of wings here. I'm not quite sure what the difference are. I think, I think this is for his backpack. He has like a jetpack kind of thing. I think that's what this is, and all these pieces sort of go together to form the backpack. The wings are symmetrical, so I don't think we kind of need to look at all of them here. And then a whole bunch of cool swords. I think the new version has like an even bigger sword, but I could be wrong. But yeah, nice sword, nice. No, that was a scratch there. It's just a little piece of styrofoam. You can't really quite see there, but it has like that Z in the middle, which is a nice little. See if it's on the other side too. No, kind of just a nice little detail there. And then this sword, which is kind of just like a smaller version of the sword. Actually, put them right next to each other just so you kind of get an idea of the scale here. So they're actually not that much different, in length. Obviously, this one's a little thinner as well. So put that back. So yeah, so we got the jetpack there. And then we also got these other wings, which I'm assuming are the non-jetpack wings, though they look very, very similar, though they are not exactly the same here. So here's the regular wing. Yeah, you can see they're kind of angled a little differently, but nothing too different. Okay. And then finally, last but not least, this is the Soul of Chogokin, so you get the stand. And nothing super exciting, about the stand. Pretty typical. Oddly, this doesn't have any extra hands. Am I missing something here? Let's see. Oh, interesting. So actually, inside of here are all of the extra little pieces. That's pretty cool. I don't know if I've seen that on a Chogokin before. Okay, that makes sense. So here's all the stuff that I thought I was missing. So we got the Jet Scrander, and here's the version of it with the wings out. here's the version that will probably dock into the head. I know that I think in the show, like, he pulls the sword like out of his body or out of his heart or something like that. So I think there's some extra handles so you can kind of recreate that pose. I don't know what this thing is, but it looks pretty cool. An extra face, very nicely detailed on the face. And then you got six hands for, various poses. A few little stage adapters for the stand. I really like the way that they put all the extra stuff in here. And then just the stand, it's got the Soul Chogokin nameplate with the name and the number. So yeah, a lot of cool stuff here. I'm going to pose this, give some final thoughts, and then on Friday I will do the unboxing of the new one, and then I'll do a comparison of the two then. All right, and we are back, so let's get this guy on the rotating stand and we'll give some final thoughts here. I really like this figure. I mean, this figure is exactly what I want from Soul of Chogokin. You get this like nice big robot, all metal, feels really heavy, lots of cool parts, lots of cool weapons, a lot of cool poses that you can do. Really don't have any complaints about it. The wings are cool. I really like how the stand sort of has this like dual thing, so that even if you're not attaching kind of the backpack to him, you can still kind of display it next to him in the same piece. I really like all the coloring. I like the joints that are gold. I just really like all the little detailing. I like the detailing in the face. Really don't have any complaints about this figure. Highly recommend. Obviously, like I said, there's the new one that just came out, so I'll take a look at that in a few days and kind of make a determination of which one that I think is best. But I really like this figure, and I'm really looking forward to the one on Friday. If I was to make one very minor complaint, so there's this little adapter piece over here that attaches the wings to the stand, and mine actually broke, so it's pretty brittle. You could probably pretty easily fix it. I had something else I was kind of able to use that was pretty much the same thing, so I just put that in there. But just be careful when you're using that, because it could break. It is a little brittle because it's this plastic, this little cheap plastic adapter. But that's all in all pretty minor complaint. And like I said, you could probably epoxy it back together and you wouldn't really notice because of where it is, and maybe that's just me with my butterfingers. But definitely making me want to watch Mazinkaiser, and looking forward to the unboxing on Friday, as well as the Mazinkaiser SKL, which I think is coming out later this year. That's going to be Soul of Chogokin GX 102. Anyway, thanks so much for checking out this video. If you enjoyed it, I'd really appreciate a like or subscribe. If you didn't, tell me about it in the comments. If there's something else you want to see, either with this figure or a different figure, tell me about it in the comments and I'll see what I could do. I do anime reviews on Mondays and figure reviews on Wednesdays and Fridays. Thanks so much, and keep collecting.